All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. If you just joined us today, right now, I want to remind you guys that we do have videos that are uploaded every night where I talk about the segments. If you missed our WWE Monday Night Raw review and our WWE NXT preview, make sure you check those out. But we're going to dig into WWE NXT Battleground preview. We're going to get into that momentarily. But before we move on, I want to remind you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Give me your questions, comments, concerns, your predictions. Let me know your favorite matches. Heading toward Battleground, let me know how you felt like, Monday Night Raw went. Would love to hear from you guys. The best thing about podcasting is audience engagement. Absolutely love it 110%. So, don't be afraid. Don't be too shy. All right, so we're going to move on to our WWE NXT Battleground talk. So NXT Battleground is the first ever WWE event that will take place technically on UFC soil. We're going to be live at the UFC Apex Center on Saturday? No, on Sunday. I think it's on Sunday. On Sunday. So it's going to be pretty cool. Honestly, I'm really intrigued on how you will see TKO kind of incorporate some of the UFC style inside of WWE in terms of like commercials, backstage promotions, interviews, maybe merchandising on the ring or something like that. It's going to be interesting to kind of see what Dana White kind of has in store because this is, like I said before, the first ever they're kind of having that at the UFC. Ultimately, it is a WWE event, but it's the UFC's house. So, much like an adult or a person, once when you go to someone's house, you kind of let them take the reins and you kind of respect their style. You kind of have to adapt to that. You know what I mean? So, definitely interesting to kind of see how that's going to be kind of moving forward. And, kind of get, obviously we kind of have our host, Sexy Red. There was a comment made by Brooks Jensen, former NXT star. He said, and I quote, "It hurts when you once bust your ass off in the performance center for recognition to be respected by your bosses and your peers, only to be exiled and see crap like this." And the crap they see like this, obviously he's speaking on behalf of what Booker T said about Lola Vice and Sexy Red, how they should be in a twerking competition. Essentially, and of course you had Cameron Grimes, another WWE NXT star, and I think he was on Raw or SmackDown. He had the similar views about Sexy Red within the WWE. And you can have a lot of hate. You can have a lot of hate. Um, I'm not really kind of, like at first when I saw Sexy Red, I was like, okay, why? But I know why they're doing it. It's not like, it's not like it's something that is something that's foreign. It's something that WWE probably hasn't done in the past. You saw Pamela Anderson at WrestleMania. You've seen like people like that. And so, I don't know. I just think obviously there's probably a little animosity. He's probably a little pissed off because he got basically released by NXT to kind of leave, some salary cap open so they can sign, superstars, artists, entertainers, kind of like Sexy Red, but she's a die hard wrestling fan, so you got to respect that. And right now she's probably one of the biggest hip hop like rap entertainment stars out there right now. She does have explicit song titles and lyrics, but that kind of, a lot of people say that possibly could kind of hint toward like perhaps like a new attitude kind of era. You know what I mean? I know Paul Levesque has, ever since TKO took over, you have The Rock as a chairman, you have him and Triple H and Shawn Michaels kind of running the show back there. And it wouldn't, that's kind of what the Attitude Era was about. Like sometimes a little blood, sometimes a little cursing, sometimes a little sexual appeal. Like, and it's not like it's like I said before, it's not like it's on purpose, and it's not like they're just doing this for like brand exposure and stuff like that. They're just playing their cards right. WWE is just playing their cards right 1,010%. Of course, during NXT, after the WWE draft, you had big names like Carmelo Hayes. You had Ilya Dragunov, Lyra Valkyria. You've seen Blair Davenport. WWE NXT needs to bring attraction to the brand, and it's like I said, I don't feel like they're kind of piggybacking the success on Sexy Red, but adding her, wouldn't hurt. So, kind of have to, open your eyes to kind of the real reason why this is probably happening. So, all right, getting into our first match. We have our NXT North American Women's Champion 6-woman ladder match. This is an inaugural match. This this title was announced by Ava. about like a month ago, I want to say. And then they've had qualifying matches just to, find out who's going to win. Who's going to win? It's going to be either Lash Legend, Mi Chen, Fallon Henley, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Kaylani Jordan. My pick for the longest time was actually Sol Ruka. But it's been confirmed that I think she has an ACL injury. Like, don't quote me on this. I was reading some, ringside news, updates and stuff like that. So if that's the case, I don't think she's going to win the match, which sucks because of her enthusiasm, her skill set inside the ring. And I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So I don't think Last Legend really can hold the title at this moment. She's been part of Metaphor, not like really the huge wrestling kind of type. When she goes in the ring, like she, proves herself, that she belongs in the WWE. She can wrestle if she has to, but I don't know. I think it'd be kind of bad for an NXT to kind of put the strap around her. Michin's been throughout the wrestling ranks. She's been part of the OC, the SmackDown, the Raw. I don't really see her winning. It'd be kind of interesting to see what they do, and if they do give her the title. But to be honest, brutally honest, I think my pick is probably Jada Parker. I think Jada Parker is going to go up there. She's going to grab that title and be your inaugural WWE North American Women's Champion. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, if you have something different, hit me up in the chat. Tell me how you guys feel. But it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a great match. A lot of high flying. These women obviously are going to go out there and tear the house down. Keep proving why WWE NXT is a huge high ground for the women's division. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting to kind of see what happens with that. All right, next we have the the NXT Women's World Championship match between the TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace against Roxanne Perez. I think, oh man, it's gonna be hard because I feel like if they did all of this just for Jordynne Grace to lose to Roxanne Perez, it would kind of diminish Jordynne's value. But if Jordynne wins, then she's a double champion, opening up the forbidden door that's been closed by WWE for so long between TNA and WWE. So there would just have to be some smart bookings. I really, really honestly hope this match isn't interrupted. I hope that, doesn't end a cheap way. I feel like WWE for sure needs to have a winner and a loser. But if I'm picking right now, I'm going 65. No, I'm going 85%. It's going to be Jordynne Grace. It's going to be Jordynne Grace. She's definitely one of the best wrestlers in the world, in my opinion. But anything can go in terms of sports entertainment. Excuse me. Next, we have the men's North American Championship. We have Oba Femi against Wesley against Coffey. I really don't want Wesley to win, and I'm not trying to be like a jerk, or I'm not trying to, oh, Eric, why, this guy went through so much, man. This guy was told he couldn't wrestle, walk again, and then he busted his ass off. He's the biggest reigning NXT North American champion. But I don't know. If they give him the title so quick, it just seems like it's just too fake. Does that make sense? Or not fake, but like choreographed? Or it just seems like it's like a soap opera. Like it just seems like, I don't know. I feel like you can't really dog the audience like that, bro. Like people love Wesley, yes. Oba Femi has been absolutely dominant throughout his reign of the North American Championship. I feel like he wins. I don't feel Coffey. He probably has maybe like a 3% chance of winning. I give Oba Femi a 67 chance. And of course, I give Wesley like a 30% chance because I don't know. But then like that's just me. I respect Wesley 1,010%. It's not like I don't, but I don't know. You kind of have to play it smart here. All right, next we have this underground match between Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler. These guys teamed together at Stand and Deliver to fight Natalia and Carmen Petrovich. But it just, like I said before, Lola Vice has to find a way on tonight's NXT to try to do something. I don't really understand how she would be able to even content with Shayna Baszler, how she would even be able to match her, her animosity, her skill set, her submission skills, her striking abilities, her grappling. Or maybe I'm thinking too deep into this, like a UFC fan. But like Lola Vice has to come out and try to injure the knee or something. Maybe like an elbow, maybe like a hand or something like that. So it's gonna be interesting to find out. But I'm at 95%. Shayna Baszler takes down Lola Vice. All right, and finally we have our NXT World Tag Team Championship match. We have the OC against the defending champions Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Love the way they've done Nathan Frazier and Axiom so long. I like the way, once when they beat the Wolf Dogs, I was like, okay, I feel like they just kind of beat them just to kind of give a reason for Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin to get drafted to WWE, Raw, or SmackDown. But then you had the AOP come out, and I thought for sure their time was up, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And right now, you had Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson kind of float around WWE for the longest time. I don't even know if they've ever had a championship. They might have won the Raw Tag Team Championship, ages ago when you had well, it's still a brand split, but I feel like once when you kind of had the hardcore brand split. And what I mean by that, when you had the weird blue looking SmackDown World title, you had the weird red looking, with the Trojan helmets, the Raw Tag Team Champions, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Raw Women's Champion. Like that was the extreme brand split. Like now we kind of have a mellow brand split where you kind of got rid of those danky belts, and I don't know. I just feel like the OC has been around for so long, and with the way AJ Styles kind of attacked Cody Rhodes on Friday Night SmackDown, I feel like that's a foreshadowing that this is interesting because you have the Arsenal attack against the technical and the power within Luke Gallows. Oh man, this is going to be a toss up. I think it's 50-50 right now. I can't really give you an answer. 50-50, we have Frazier, Axiom at 50 and the OC at 50. I can't pick. I can't pick. And forcing me to pick would be absolutely disrespectful. I'm just kidding. No. Moving on. Moving on. So that was my WWE NXT Battleground preview. Don't go anywhere because we're going to get into New Japan Professional Wrestling's Dominion that's happening also on June 9th. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the matches, my predictions, and analysis. So, hey, don't go anywhere.